We climb up a hill, and look down at the troops spread across the distant plains. Wow, there really are a lot. How many do you think there are? Roughly 4 times the size of Yuidora. Yuidora doesn't have an army. Citizens and alchemists just take turns acting as the guard. The guild could organize a militia if it came to it, but it would be nothing compared to this. It would be very difficult to fight them directly. I heard that this was Zoth and Tokia, but I don't see Tokia's flag. The shogun should be here. What do you mean?
Tokia
protects the north. Since they say the north was attacked, the shogun of Tokia should be in command. Is he strong? Very. The chill runs down my spine. Yuella's simple word has a huge amount of weight behind it. Then, this isn't the main force. It is not. Are they going to rendezvous here? No, that would make it more difficult to march. They will move to Yuidora separately. So in terms of military strength, it'll be at least twice this. I wanted to see them all together. We shouldn't stay. Tokia marches quickly. We should return before it's too late. I guess. We've confirmed their troops enough now. You're right. I gather all the top people of the guild, and report to them what we observed at Zofratol. Most of the alchemists shudder when they hear about how large the enemy forces are. Even a conservative estimate puts them at 5 times our size. It could be upward of 10. We didn't see any of the Tokia main forces. Lord Wilfred, what do you think? It'll definitely take them a little longer to get here. We need to prepare ourselves in the meantime. They'll probably begin gathering here. Just so we know, how do you hope to stand against them? When Laguna asks that, several of the other senior alchemists also begin raising their own questions. They're 5 times our size. No, more. They're used to fighting, too, and their equipment is all well made. We have no chance of winning in a direct battle against them. Rosanna stands up, drawing everyone's attention to her. Lady Rosanna, you know Disnafrody culture well. What do you think? She answers them calmly. There is nothing stronger than the ramparts surrounding the city, nor any easily made things that can break our walls. Even if they tried, bringing troops through the mountain range would be extremely difficult. They are suffering a famine as well. They will not be able to bring much food. This means that we would likely be able to outlast them in a siege. Several of the alchemists nod at her explanation. A siege. In any case, first we must ascertain their true military forces, and their resolve to fight us. You mean fighting a battle with them? I think that would be a good way to be sure. Understood. Please prepare for that. Yes, sir. With that settled, everybody relaxes and begins to disperse. I'll handle preparations at the gates. I'd prefer to not have to suffer through a siege, but it may be unavoidable. Understood. Thank you. Laguna goes, leaving only Rosanna. You're opposed to a siege? I wouldn't say opposed, but I don't know that we have any other choice. And we still don't know if we're really who they're after. Maybe they have no intentions of sieging us. I understand how you feel. My friends, come in. We heard there'd be a siege. Is there a plan for it? That's the best way for us to fight. They're going to be prepared for war, too. Do not underestimate Tokia. Yuella interrupts us. Her voice echoes in the silence afterward. The people outside were relieved when they heard it'd be a siege. Don't the men of Yuidora have the will to fight? Then you have some other idea. They know that we will try to make this a siege, and they will be prepared for that. Indeed. Then you agree with the Lord. Say what you want, Yuella, but what other choice do we have? Why don't we strike them when they come? I just want to be sure. But isn't that just a prideful Disnafrodian way of thinking? It's not. Lady Rosanna, do you truly believe we can win by outlasting a siege? I watch her carefully. Please, I want to know your honest opinion. I do not think it's a good plan, but I cannot think of any other. And the morale of the forces in Yuidora is not high. If you decide to make an all-out attack, nobody will follow you. So we'll probably lose even in a siege then. This war will be very difficult if we cannot acquire support from the other Union nations. A siege buys us the time we'd need to find another way through political trades and alliances with other countries. Other cities will join us. We are negotiating with them now. You are the Lord. Have confidence in your judgment. Everyone else will follow you if you do. Thank you. Rosanna bows and leaves. Only the 4 of us are left. Say, Will, do you think we can win this war? We won't know unless we try.
ユイドラには軍というものがありません。その点では統率も取りづらいでしょうね。
Yuidora doesn't have an army. That could make it hard to lead them.
みんなそうなのか。ユイドラを守ろうと思っている者はいないのか。
You all think so. You think they won't protect Yuidora.
みんなだってユイドラを守りたいとは思ってるよ。でもやっぱり怖いんだと思うよ。
Everybody wants to protect Yuidora, but, you know, it's really scary.
ユエラにはわからないと思うけど、ディスナフロディが攻めてきたって聞いたらやっぱり怖いもん。
I understand what Yuella means, but thinking about Disnafrody attacking is indeed very scary. Yeah. Disnafrody is a massive eastern power compared to Yuidora. Nobody thinks we can win if we fight them head on.
それに自分の命がかかるとなればなかなか勇気が持てないこともあるでしょうね。
And if they know that they will be giving their lives for it, it will be hard for them to keep their resolve.
私には将軍と浅からぬ縁がある。だが、誰もがそういうわけではないということだな。
I have a past with the Shogun, but that has nothing to do with this.
そんなことないよ。私はユイドラを守りたいし、みんなを守りたい。
That's not it. I want to protect Yuidora. I want to protect everybody.
私もそうです。このままユイドラが滅ぶのを見るわけにはいきません。
As do I. I do not want to see Yuidora destroyed. That's right. I'm the Lord, you know. Yuella, will you join our next war council?
私を参加させると針のむしろになるぞ。
Me joining would make the situation worse. Well, maybe so, but I think your advice would be helpful. Anyway, we've got to start getting prepared. Hello? Oh, maybe if I... There we go. As Wilfred's group leaves the city, Tokia's army crosses Disnafrody's border on its way to Yuidora. They stop on a hill to rest, and its leaders look down on the Mikelti Union stretching before them. Yuidora can be seen far in the distance. So this is Mikelti. It is poor land. There seem to be fertile plains too in that direction. This land does not look like it would be able to save us. It has knowledge too, once we cross over this rough land. There is that as well. Dispatch scouts. I want to know what our enemy will be. The Skuna unit is asking to be allowed to proceed as the advance guard. No, they do not understand the purpose of this war. They've forgotten why they were punished. Still, they want to win honor in this war to redeem themselves. If we restrain them much more, that may become the seeds of rebellion. We must win this war. Nothing matters but victory. Understand? A poor situation no matter what decision we make. Indeed, but the famine is making people suffer the most. I want to do what I can to conserve our empire's strength. Very well. If they distinguish themselves in battle, their resistance will fade as well. Tell them to be cautious, and to not forget that every soldier is a piece of our country. Sir. The army slowly but steadily closes in on Yuidora. The report about the Disnafrody troops reaches Yuidora. Everybody was called back to the city immediately to deal with the situation. Right now, the gates closed and sealed, and we've begun preparing for war. People walk through the city, but the usual crowds aren't here. The market's still open, but there are nowhere near as many people as usual here. We haven't placed any restrictions yet, but everybody's mostly keeping to their houses. Everyone knew about the rumors, but the enemy started marching on us even faster than we expected. It feels like to them that the enemy just suddenly appeared. They haven't really accepted that we're about to go to war. Meanwhile, there's a war council at the Lord's Manor among all the senior alchemists.
やはり来ましたね。さすがに進軍が早い。報告がなければ右往左往するところでした。
They're really here. They did march fast. We got no reports that they were this close. The gate has been sealed. As for preparations to engage them, it's hard to say. I look over the map and think about what we should do. The difference between our forces is huge. It'll be over for us in an instant in a direct attack. There's got to be something we can do. Isn't there some way? I scratch my head and think. How are the other countries reacting?
何度か死者をやり取りしていますが、どうにも色良い返事が引き出せそうにありません。
Messengers have been sent back and forth several times, but we haven't heard any good news yet. I see. Well, I'm not surprised. All of our neighbors probably think that we have no chance at all. Calenry's the only one who is particularly friendly with us, but even with their help, we'll still be massively outnumbered. If they ally with us, Disnafrody will see them as enemies. They don't want to be involved. On the other hand, if Yuidora falls, they could be targeted next. They're still moving far too slowly to help us, though.
貴族派が裏で手を回していると考えるのが妥当でしょう。
It's reasonable to assume that the aristocracy is pulling the strings. It does make sense, but doesn't that seem suspicious? If Yuidora falls, Mikelti remains divided. Fighting under one banner would be the same spirit as the monarchy. And if Yuidora falls, the aristocracy won't gain Yuidora's technology or money. Huh? I suddenly have a thought. Then, this could mean Disnafrody and the aristocracy are laying the groundwork for what to do after the war.
共にユイドラを狙う両者の利害が一致したということでしょう。
It's in both their interests for Yuidora. The aristocracy takes Yuidora and the guild, while Disnafrody gains access to all of Yuidora's technology. And that would work out perfectly for both of them. Laguna says it bitterly. Then we had better assume we're not going to have any help from other countries. Which means that we're really in this all by ourselves. Just what can we possibly do to stop them? There's got to be a way. Whatever we do, they're coming faster than we expected. We won't be ready in time. We have to prepare our defenses immediately, or Yuidora will fall in a matter of days. You're right. Anyway, let's collect a little more information, then meet again.
わかりました。
Understood. I'll handle the preparations in the meantime. Yuella and I stopped by the bar. Sorry, Yuella, but could you wait outside? Nobody's happy about going to war. Some of them might say something. And that's only half the truth. I'm worried that her presence could make people's anxiety and fear even worse. I don't think I fooled her. Yuella nods obediently.
わかった。外で様子を見ている。
I understand. I'll watch from outside. I'll be right back. I go in by myself. There isn't the usual commotion inside. But people are here. More than usual, too. Everyone's drinking, but it's really quiet. There's an uneasy feeling in the air. What's the matter with everyone? It's been like this for a long time. The old man looks really worried. Hey, Lord, do something. How long are we supposed to put up with this? This is an emergency, so please try to be patient. An alchemist's gotta work. We're just sitting around here getting drunk. It's hard to tell how many he's had so far. Can we just stay like this? Whatever. What else can we do? Is this the end for Yuidora? We gained our independence, set up the guild to govern us. What a short time we had. Their army's too big. It's hopeless. We're still divided from the last civil war. I wish we never had to go through this again. Like I said, should we really just be sitting around here doing nothing? Maybe we should surrender. The government might change, but alchemists will still be alchemists. Each of them reaches out to their drinks again. There's something strange in their attitudes. It's not anger, nor is it disgust, really. They're all talking about it like it doesn't affect them. It feels so weird. Maybe we can make a new weapon. Something that could blow them all away. It won't be in time. They've already made it over the pass. They'll be here any day. Then why are you sitting around drinking? He's getting worked up. This could turn into a fight. They all suddenly look at me. It happens before I even have time to react. No, they're not looking at me. They're looking past me, at Yuella. Yuella, I told you to wait outside. She steps in front of me, and looks over the drunk alchemists. What? What are you looking at? That's right. You're from Disnafrody. You're probably passing information to them.
ユイドラの人間はふぬけばかりだな。
Yuidora is filled with nothing but fools. What was that? Hey, who do you think you are? We just let you stay around because you're the Lord's friend.
お前たちの生まれ育った町だろう。その町が危機に陥っているというのに、その様は何だ?
This is the city where you were born and raised. It is now in crisis, and what are you doing? Then what should we do?
軍勢を止める。
Stop their army. Huh? How? Fight by ourselves? Are you stupid? They can't be stopped that easily.
やりもしないうちからできないとふてくされているよりはマシだ。
Nothing is possible while you sit here crying. What was that? The man noisily stands up. He glares at Yuella for a moment, then sits back down holding in his surge of emotions. You've got a mouth on you, but you're right. We can't do anything from here.
お前たちがこの町を守る気がないというのなら、私が守る。
If you do not intend to protect your city, then I will. Yuella turns and strides out of the bar. I chase after her. Hey, wait, Yuella. Why'd you do that?
お前は彼らを見て何も思わなかったのか?
You felt nothing watching them. Even so, I don't think you should have embarrassed them like that.
発奮してくれるならばそれでいい。お前は戻って事後の策を練ってくれ。
Rousing them is what's best. You must go back and give them direction. What about you?
軍勢を止めて時間を稼ぐ。
I will stop the army and buy time. Huh? You were serious about that.
お前はついてこなくていい。これは私の戦いだ。
You do not need to come with me. This is my fight. I scratch my head. No, it's not. This is all our fights. I'm part of it. So are all our friends, all those alchemists, and everybody living in Yuidora. Well, let's not rush for now. We should talk to Rosanna and the others first. I bring Yuella with me. Laguna looks a little surprised. She's joining us. Yeah. Take some advice from a friend. This is a war council for the future of Yuidora. Only senior alchemists have been allowed to participate. I know that, but we need her, don't we? Who knows better than her about how to fight against Disnafrody? That won't clear up people's suspicions. I have absolute faith in her. That's all there is to it. Yuella, you're joining us.
失礼する。
Excuse me. Yuella bows to the room and stands next to me. First of all, let's drop the bridge at the highway here. That will delay their march at least a little. After that, how about lying in wait where the land gives us the greatest tactical advantage? Well, that's a possibility, but if we lose, we'll just be wasting what little strength we have. How about where the highway passes through a valley? A good attack could decimate the enemy forces. There aren't any narrow valleys like that near Yuidora. And even if there was, we'd have to give up troops stationed here in order to do that. Don't keep arguing against our ideas unless you have any of your own. Laguna speaks very carefully, minding my position as Lord. The council's not going well so far. I have to agree, though. It'd be better to not beat around the bush now. We have to think about how the enemy will move.
敵の陣は今どこに？
Where is the enemy camp right now? They just went over this pass.
二国ともか。
Both armies? Yeah, they're divided into two groups.
祖父武将国と時矢武将国はそもそも仲は良くない。一緒に進軍すること自体が異例だ。
Zoth and Tokia are not on good terms. It's unusual enough for them to be marching together.
この二つの軍勢は互いが連携を取るということはほとんどできないと考えていい。
Do not expect these two armies to be able to cooperate with each other. Zoth is the weaker of the two.
ああ、祖父武将国は交易の国だから兵の練度も士気も低いし、そもそも戦いたくないと思っている。
Yeah, Zoth is a nation of trade. Its soldiers will not have much training or high morale. They did not want this war.
軍勢を出したのは、そうしないと朝廷や他の武将国に睨まれて立場が悪くなるからしょうがなくといったところだろう。
They likely had no choice but to send troops to maintain their standing with the other countries in the court. The enemy's not a rock then.
だが、時矢は強い。それだけでこの国など落とせる。
But Tokia is strong. They alone could conquer this country.
将軍は戦い方を知っている。まずは偵察を出して先遣隊を送ってくるはずだ。
The shogun knows how to fight. First he will send scouts, then an advanced force. Then we have to defeat that first.
簡単にはいかないだろうが、我々と上級交渉がうまく立ち回れば、少数同士の戦いなら十分に勝てるはずだ。
It won't be easy, but if we and the senior alchemists move well, it should be enough to win a battle of small numbers. The door suddenly opens, and the head executive rushes in. He bows and then quickly comes to my side. A problem has occurred. What is it? Some alchemists formed a militia on their own, and have left to intercept the enemy troops. I can't believe they just did that on their own. The weakness of Yuidora's organization will be revealed. What should we do? We've got to make them retreat. We can't afford to lose any strength now. In other words, go to their aid. Well, I expected you to say that. When you're about to fight, you want as many allies as possible. Anyway, we have to hurry. We can probably catch up to them before they encounter the enemy. I stand up as I say that. When I begin to leave, Yuella holds up her hand and motions me to stop. I have an idea. Let's try something. Ashes, please set up that ambush you were talking about before. I can do that, but if the enemy gains momentum because of it, then what's the point? It may not have any. And do not drop the bridge. Is that okay? If we do, then they will know we are not there. We should allow them to believe that there will be an ambush there. Yuidora's people still are not ready for war. We have to buy them time. So it's a ploy to make them slow down. That's right. I agree with her. Consider this a plan formally ordered by your lord. I understand. I'll do as you say. Okay, I'm going to go help those alchemists. With the council finished, we leave to save them. Someone. Anyone. There they are. Hey! Over here! It's you, Grand Master. You came yourself to help us. Sorry. We thought we could at least beat some of them. I understand. I'm just glad you're okay. The fleeing alchemists hesitate when they notice Yuella. So you came to help us too. Hurry and escape. We will protect you. Sorry. Yuella, what about your plan to stall them? After everybody has safely escaped from here. Got it. Everybody retreat back to the city. Well, we just gotta protect these guys then, huh? Should be easy enough. Not even a boss or anything. Yep. Off we go then. Yeah, of course. Sure, think off to what? Back master. Maybe these we were a lot faster. Like you're sharing that. Versus you already. Here, let's try some point. I don't know if you read anything. I'm doing that. Means what? Just anything. No, just do something. I'll need that. So, 2-1. 2 years. You can be listening. The lecture that came out. Problems did not pose as full and over younger ones has that. But and the rest of the next level made worse for me. This is how students suppose. For instance, this case controls from your day. Yeah, but this will take out. Well, make this see, man. Just you can. Give you a full television. Deal with the culture. God damn it. But then, and that's that. I'm just. You always assign them, can't you? I'll say, see, I think, yeah, will be a fire solder bomb. Let's assert on this. And this. That's nice. Yes, and just fast. That is snap. What? And we're on. Now, start waiting all up. Ever. We're on. And that's the first one. Hello, friend. Off you go now. And that's the second. Just one more left. Everybody has successfully retreated. We have to withdraw too. Don't fall behind. And just like that, we're already done.